Most businesses don't have a marketing problem. They have a systems problem. Leads come in, no one follows up properly, estimates go cold, customers disappear. And then the business owner says, we need more leads. What you actually need is structure. In this training, I'm going to be walking you through the entire Ozlon system. Your CRM, your automation, your pipeline, your calendar, your campaigns, and show you how everything connects. This is not just software. This is your business operating system working in unison. If you understand the flow of this system, you understand how to control revenue. Let's start with the bigger picture. All right, so before we click anything, I want you to understand the flow of how Ozlon operates. Every business using Ozlon follows this structure. Traffic to the website or form inside of the website. Into the CRM goes the contacts. Into the pipeline, then you have an automation, then have the follow-up, the close, and that's the cycle. Traffic brings attention, forms capture the information, the CRM stores the contact, the pipeline tracks revenue, automation handles follow-up, calendar locks in appointments, and reporting shows you what's working. If something feels broken in your business, it's usually because one of those steps isn't working correctly. Now let's look into the system that we're going to be showing you today. All right, guys, so you've probably at this point been walked through the system at least once from our launch team, but it's very important that I walk through this again because it provides you with more of a DIY approach with that help, almost that back-end help where you have us to help you at the end of the day, depending on your plans. But we want to make sure that not only are your business is perfectly set up on the system, but you're also utilizing the system in ways that will help drive the bottom line. So we provided this launchpad system that essentially, it's almost like a checklist. There's many things you can do, and we're going to be clicking on each individual one just to, in the left tab over here in the menu section, where we'll be clicking on individual ones that are extremely relatable. I don't believe everything is relatable in this course, and so we'll be getting to the real basic components of the Ozlon platform. But to really start out with everything, this platform is all about collecting information, and that information is customer information. Every lead has a contact, every customer has a contact, and being able to put those contacts in a platform where you have limitless amounts of data that you can have in there as far as contacts, and being able to communicate with them on the fly from your phone, separating your personal and business, because we do provide you with a app which allows you to send out emails, texts, send out invoices. It has a point of sale system from the app. So keep that in mind. But if you go to the contact section, you'll be able to see that this is the contacts tab. Every lead, every customer, every conversation starts here. If it's not in here, it doesn't exist. You can manually add contacts. You can import contacts, and most importantly, contacts are added automatically when someone fills out a form, pays for a invoice, goes through the order form. All of those things capture that information. You can add a contact simply here. There's a first name, last name over here as well. You can put your email address, phone number. We do provide businesses with a business phone number. There's a small cost to utilize the SMS if you're doing text message marketing. And then also there is a small fee for email marketing, but that's if you're doing like robust amounts. It's not a ton. It's a per email. It's like cents on the dollar, like 2 or 3, 0.003 cents per email. So it's extremely cheap if you're like sending out 5 or 10,000, I'm saying it's not a big deal. Then you could choose the contact type as a lead or a customer. The time zone. Maybe you want to send out automations and have it limit based off of particular time zones, know where your customer is at. The platform also detects what time zone your customer is submitting a contact form in as well. So that makes it pretty convenient for being able to have decisive action within your contacts. You then also have DND for all channels. Say you do an email marketing campaign, someone doesn't like what you're providing, you would be able to submit that information in there as well. Now we're going to talk about tags. Tags are like labels. Tags tell the system who someone is and what they've done. For example, new lead, estimate sent, past customer, no-show, VIP, cold lead. Tags allow segmentation, and segmentation increases conversions. If you send the same message to everyone, your results will always be average. If you send specific messages to specific groups, your results will increase. This database is not just a list. It's a structured asset treated that way. You could do updates of the tags by clicking on the individual link, or you can highlight it, add tag there, and also do removal tags as well. You can also import lists. So maybe you have a list of 1,000 people that you're importing from a different CRM, or you have a list, an Excel sheet of data. We provide you with a sample, download sample here, and this sample provides you with the ability to have the right custom values, the right columns in place so that your information auto imports properly into the CRM. And all this is extremely powerful. And it's very seamless how to upload that information into the system. So now we're going to talk about pipeline. Now, what a pipeline can look like is putting your business in batches. This is your revenue board. Each column represents a stage in your sales process. So if you wanted to create a pipeline, you could have, for example, new lead contacted, estimate sent, booked, closed won, closed lost. And then based off of how leads interact in your stages, you can have certain automations fire, like contract sending stage and things of that nature. That's where the automation Rolodex pops in. And those are custom automations that we can build out for you. Every lead should move through these stages in a way so that you're able to manage and monitor your business. If you don't move opportunities, your numbers are wrong. If your numbers are wrong, your decisions are wrong as well. This board answers one question. Where is your money right now? Is it a new lead? Is it a qualified lead? When someone moves from estimate sent to booked, that movement should trigger an automation. That's how systems replace memory. I am all about systems. Systems are the way to scalability. Go High Level is all about building a system that allows you to scale. So that's really when it comes to pipeline stages. You can add multiple stages here. It's very user-friendly to add everything. So let's bring this back together. We're going to be talking about how this process incorporates with our Ozlon platform. Biggest thing to keep in mind, we've talked about how uploading a contact is key because you can then import your contacts and begin to have those contacts saved inside of your platform. And it's a moving entity, digital entity that you can move with and communicate with them all the time. Now, we haven't gotten necessarily to the email marketing components, but we're going to be going through the lead capturing components because that's really key to see how this whole process comes together. Lead generation tools which flow into the system, and then you being able to build things out from there. If we go to sites and then we go to the builder, what we can do is I'm going to show you the back end of what a form looks like and then what the front end of a form looks like. So this is the back end component. You can drag and drop. It's very easy to, they provide you with some basic elements to start out with: full name, first name, last name. Full name is really kind of redundant in my opinion to still have the first and last name, but if you put the full name, it will also fill it in with the first and last name, which is kind of nice. You can put that there. It's a little bit redundant, but you put full name, then I don't necessarily believe you need to have last name in there, but maybe you just want people to have that option in there. You can put a submit button. I already have one in there. That's why it's not going to necessarily add it, but it will provide this sort of opt-in by submitting this form, yada, yada, yada. So you have that below. And there's a lot you can do with this form as far as adding particular objects, inputs into the platform. So let's just say I wanted to customize this form and maybe have a drop down or have a drop down with multiple tablets on it, a radio select where it's like multiple choice or a checkbox and a date picker. Maybe you want to have it where it's you're able to associate a time frame on your form. You can do that as well as uploading files like PDFs, media, MP4, MP3 type stuff. And you can also sign a signature on here as well, which is pretty cool. You have that uploaded and associated with this particular field. Now, what that looks like on the front page, the front end of the platform is here. It's laid out very easily. If you go in here, put all this information in, and then click web by submitting this form, click save. And then what happens is, and these are pages that we can build out, for our pro scale customers, is how to exactly put custom values on your landing pages. And you'll see we can then send notifications directly to your phone, letting you know that someone submitted an inquiry. Then there's also a desktop app and platform that can send notifications as well, on top of a text message being sent to your phone with notifications letting you know that a lead had submitted a form. So that's one way of reducing the lead capture time, the lead waiting time by mere seconds. Someone sends a form, boom, an email is then generated, and allowing the customer to get an autoresponder email, which says that you're going to be in contact with them, and then you allowing to see and qualify the lead appropriately. Then what you'll get is an email that looks like such. Let me pull it, where it provides you with that information. So if you're an email guy, boom, we got it for you. If you're a push notification guy, boom, we got that for you as well too. If you want to be a text message person, we can send text message directly to your phone as well. That's the beauty of our Ozlon platform, is we provide you with multiple ways to get your information. And then you could go on your app. Lead Connector app is an app that we utilize so that you can log in using the same username and password that we provided you, that you log into on the app currently at app.ozlon.net, and you'll be able to respond to that inquiry via the app, as well as on the mobile app as well. And then you could see that I probably should submit a different lead, so that a different name, because I always submit my name to Stu Delano Brown. And then also I have voice AI capabilities on here as well. So essentially I have an AI bot that responds to me when someone calls.
I love that cut off. Share a bit more about are you looking to start a new plan with back, or are you already a client?
I'm looking to start a new project with you.
Great. Happy to help you. Sorry. Mind if I grab a few quick details? Sorry, set up a discovery call for you. Your name, email, phone number, industry. Do you have an existing website or domain?
Yes, I do have an existing domain.
Grab the discovery call, your full name, email, phone number, name, industry, and the domain.
So that's how you can have your business running. So if someone submits a lead contact information, a lead contact form submission into my agency contact form, then a voice AI that sounds like myself will call the lead and generate an appointment that way, which is really cool because it defeats me having to then pick up the phone and call that person in the first place. And then you get a email showing you what the initiation of the call was, what actually happened. And, I actually ended up hanging up on my AI agent at that point in time. But the point is you have this entire system at your disposal. And these are for our pro scale customers, where you get voice AI capabilities. You also have the ability to integrate a web chat system on the platform, where it can also have AI voice chat capabilities integrated into the system as well too. So that's also another lead capture process for you as well. So you have all of these different avenues to be able to market your business. And a lot of people are going to ask, well, what's the best way to generate more customers? It's all the different avenues that send people to your website, whether that be Facebook, content marketing on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, YouTube, doing paid ads, things of that nature. We provide SEO, which provides you with an exposure. We do like some backlinking for your citation pages. Then we do on-page and off-page SEO, as well as integrate you with Google Search Console if you guys are interested in the optimal package. You actually do get it's roped into our Pro Scale package, a $297 plan, where we build out certain backlinks and citations, and then also optimize your local website page for SEO, and then also make sure that your Google My Business integration is also set up as well too. So keep that in mind if you guys are interested. If you guys are, depending on which plan you are in, that's just a shameful, harmless sell right there. But anyway, so we talked about forms. We talked about the different notifications. We talked about how the forms would flow through the system. Let's also then go into what the automations can do. And then we'll also then go into the website platform so that you're able to see how seamless it is if you wanted to go in and make certain updates, things like that. You can really easily. However, depending on your plan, if you're on the $97 plan and up, you can just ask us for updates and we'll go ahead and do it. So the automation that you saw where you essentially where someone submits a form and then there's a voice AI that calls the person. There's an SMS notification that's essentially sent to the lead and also to my team as well as myself, letting me know that somebody had submitted a form. You would have to build that out. We build that out for all of our clients. I'm just explaining this is exactly where it's built out inside of the platform. So you have outbound, and we have lead generation. So we have a lead requested a meeting, and I have been built out in many folders. If you're a new client of ours, normally you'd probably gonna have 4 or 5 automations. It's not really a ton of automations that you'd be having built out just because it's so systemized and I have so many things going on and I've built systems around my business. So it makes things very easy for me to operate. So I have thousands of different automations operating all in unison. But to walk through the automation section, something you won't necessarily be doing. If you do want to get into, you can definitely have a strategy call on what you're looking for. And this is where the email marketing could come into play. But we set up one-click email marketing campaigns for you. All you really need to do is upload your contacts. Then you would say, hey, we want to do a 7 email campaign cadence out of the platform. And if they respond, then I want them to be put into a different campaign. And then there's a conditional logic. We do all that stuff and we'll be showcasing this on the call as well. But anyways, if someone submits a Facebook lead form or a form submitted on our website, it gets assigned to a user, tags get added, then it gets added to our pipeline, which we talked about previously earlier in the video. Then we have the voice AI outbound, and this is being pulled directly from our voice AI bot. And then we also have an appointment booking bot, which texts the user, the prospect, and really tries, and we truly try to find all the different ways to book an appointment. If they're really interested, they want to hop on it very quickly. We don't want the lead to be sitting there waiting, being attended to. And then if the appointment's booked, then the conversation will be had that way. If the appointment is not booked, then the lead will then get added into a different section. And that's really all it is in order to have those emails booked out. I don't want to get too granular into how the automations work because everyone's business is different. Just the capabilities are very, very diverse. If you're a plumber and you want, when someone submits an inquiry, you can qualify the lead and then someone reaches out to book an appointment and then you find out that you actually want to work with that person. So then you can then move your pipeline opportunity tab to contract sent. Then we also have a contract section, which we can showcase as well, where you're able to see all of the different contracts that you can build out and send to your clientele. And then these contracts, if you integrate Stripe, Authorize, and that, we have a bunch of different POS systems that you can also integrate to the system. You can build out a contract of your liking, add text very easily, boom. And then maybe you just want to have something simple go on ChatGPT or quickly create a face contract. And this is just an example of the capabilities. We're talking about bringing everything in-house into one platform. So think big here: contracts, payment, point of sale, being able to scan business cards into the system, things of that nature. So you can put that information here. The only thing I would say is for the signatures, you'd want it to be, you can just have that here. It's very big, easy, drag and drop. And then you can also add custom fields in there that will autofill. So let's just say I want to have a custom field here that deals with the address. So it'll autofill. And this is information that I would look at it this way. Like, let's say someone submits an inquiry and then maybe on the call, you're sitting there talking to them and you're able to like grab all the information. You just uploaded that contact into your CRM. And then all you need to do is add them to this contract and send right away. And then when it signs, it comes back and everybody's happy. Boom. So that's really how you do go about setting a contract, and it keeps things all in house, very simple, easy, stupid. Now let's move over to the websites just to showcase what the website section looks like. This is the back end of our platform. What I'm going to do is showcase just a random electrical engineer website that we've had built out. So the back end of this is, just think of Legos. It's like putting pieces together. Our team does a great job of designing customized branded websites, but we at a lot of times we'll start out with a base and then go from there. Like a lot of this is customized because you're not going to necessarily, you need some custom CSS to be able to do these things. And then also with here too, this like bridge between the two different pages that's moving the margin up and stuff like that. So there's elements to web design that are key here, but you can move a lot of the different elements, change pictures. Here's where you can easily add a different picture to the page. Boom, insert media. There we go. I was waiting for it to load. Boom, you can do that. Here's like buttons. If you wanted to change what the button does, there are multiple things. You can have open a pop-up, go to the next page. You can click the call. Another lead generation tool. I notice a lot of businesses don't have the phone call where it's a phone call button where they click and it just automatically just calls a person. SMS now is something as well. The phone number will just click and automatically text that person. And we can add code in there as well too. Sorry, that's my dog's there. But there's so many ways to collect information here as well too. And it makes this whole process extremely easy. Here's where your lead gen tool is, and where you can collect basically all the information you need, and you can update this information, update this form, change it out how you want. And then you can sift through all of your different main pages here, do some update of SEO as well. And we continue to add updates, AI search optimization as well, links and tags. We also now have a metadata platform where you can build out schema data as well. So there's so many things that allow us to generate business for you guys on a regular basis. But you get those in. All of our plans have some level of SEO. It's not like we just throw a bare website out because it just looks bad on us anyways. So it's just a level of SEO can be different from basic SEO of SEO, metadata, descriptions, looking for the best keywords, to that plus integration of Search Console and indexing everything, to building out citations and a blog and posting and stuff like that. So there's a lot of levels to what we can do for your business. Super key here. You can see stats as well. This is one area of where you can see information about your business, but you can also click on the analytics section and get an idea of how your funnels are doing, websites, QR codes. There is a marketing section as well that provides you where you can get a broad, like a bird's eye view of your email marketing as well, and we'll showcase that as too. So maybe you want to send out a marketing campaign for a newsletter, you'd be able to do that. You have three types of sending inside of Ozlon. You have broadcasts, campaigns, and workflows. So I would look at a initial email campaign, and we would really need to start out from the base. So if you guys have used MailChimp or maybe Active Campaign or SendGrid, one of those two, it's like it's all baked into this platform now. You don't have to have MailChimp anymore. So turn that off and throw it away. MailChimp is gone. It is 2025 and beyond. I have email templates for so many different things, from referral automations to opt-in, hello, welcome, to our brand new course automations, to lead gen or automations. There's just so many different kinds. I guess the biggest one would maybe be showing you like maybe you wanted to do an outbound automation, and yours is never going to necessarily look that big. Unless like you are doing a ton of emails, which is completely fine, but I have a lot of folders for different things. So let's do newsletter, and let's just do like a leads newsletter. And the email marketing campaigns the templates can be really customized to your liking, and pictures, forms, different section templates, and then even AI will help you assist in updating these things. So you can add text, so you can add pictures in here, buttons as well, different custom code. I can add products that are on my e-commerce store. So maybe I want to have my custom branded sport tech. By the way, if you guys need custom branded products, this is like a Under Armour feel. It's very comfy and nice. And then I also have fitted hats, socks, shirts, you name it. Got a bunch of stuff. If you guys need anything, please. You can use my saying lately has been, you can use Vistaprint or you could use Ozlon. Just keep that in mind. But here's where you can really get the nitty gritty of building out your business and setting up an email template that works out for you in a way that's easy and simple. And there's no more coding email templates like I have to still do a part of, which is really annoying. Is another CRM that I've used previously. I work on both different platforms, different CRMs. I would consider myself like a CRM guru, but Salesforce doesn't have the same capabilities as the Ozlon platform does when it comes to synchronization, all in one, utility, being able to bring everything together in unison. It's just, there's nothing better than that. So let's just say I save this template here, and then I can go to email campaigns. And we have to look at email campaigns as a broadcast message, a one-time message, because email campaigns, you can only send out one message at a time. So we have March newsletter, April newsletter, that's launched. Now we can track this information individually. So we go to statistics, see what the data did. Out of 74, accepted, skipped, 0. Let's see if we can get any more information on this, which is cool. So here's where we can get an idea of the click performance of each campaign. We try to look for 20 to 30% bounce rate, and then seeing how many people clicked, which is really cool. And these things have literally just been updated into the system. So it just makes things like super cool to see. Here's like the newsletter, view statistics as well. See what the data is on that. 24% opened, people unsubscribed. You get an idea of who clicked on what and how and things of that. I mean, it's really cool, honestly. So we have the ability to view both and see things from a very, very high level view. So when it comes to launching email campaigns very easily, you can start by going to plus new, click your templates. And I will always start out by building an email template first before you go to launch an email campaign. Just makes it a little bit easier. So let's just do lead newsletter. It also gives you the ability to then before you send out the email, it provides you with the last time of you being able to edit. So maybe you want to delete, all this stuff that doesn't make sense on here. You want to have a custom branded layout. Maybe we want to have certain things, buy now, which is pretty cool. And I'm probably going to be using this a lot more just because it's pretty cool. Direct checkout, you can do that inside the platform. And, we continue to update this stuff all the time. It's just really exciting to see. So let me move that up here. Boom. All right. So now I can move that up here. Maybe I make some updates if I wanted to. And then we can keep things moving. And then you can add multiple items as well, too. So I want to have the woman custom, get this, and you have 2 of these in the platform. You can add more. So then we click send. And then there's multiple different batches of sending. You could send now, schedule, which you can send tomorrow, batch schedule. If it's like a bunch of leads, say it's 100, maybe you'll be like, okay, every 5 hours, send out 25. It really depends on your business. So you really got to think, how does my business work in this way? And Smart Sends, when you're sending out, and then they just kind of launched this. So I'm working my way towards the 1,000 emails. I do email marketing on a different platform. A different sub account. And it's just to keep my domain, my main domain safe. So I do recommend, if you're going to do email marketing, that you do have a different subdomain from your main domain. And we could talk about that on the strategy call. It's very simple to set up, and this will just be useful for, so that you don't get any like spam on your main domains or anything. So we could talk about that on the strategy call, because it's not something that is on this call. My main domain is set up as my sender domain's here. Maybe I want, when people respond to this email, I can just go back to my Gmail account and respond there. has the same capabilities as well. So think about it. Instead of having to go on Gmail and then manually type out to 1,000 of your customers, hey, thank you for your, this, and maybe you want to have personal notes in there that are auto-fed from your contact section. That will take hours to do. Now this is literally done in 30 seconds. Write up an email, you have your custom value in here, which will then auto-populate to the 1,000 people, so you get 1,000 different individual emails written. And, to a certain degree based on all the custom values. You have a subject heading line, preview text, so they can get that subject and preview text components. And this is where you can have all your, you can segment things out. You can choose contacts based off of a smart list, which the smart list is where you can basically segment them out off of tags or maybe a country or state or things of that nature. You can do it from there. Or maybe the segment is contacts engaged or contacts engaged in the last 30 days. Then you can also build out a segment. Maybe you just want to do it based off of the tags. That's also another way where you can send out an email. And then once you're done, you make sure you track clicks, UTM tracking. If you want to add any tags like email campaign added, then you can do that as well too. And then also, this is a really cool feature. Maybe, you just want to send them the email again if they don't open it. Well, you can toggle that as well too. And then all you have to do is press send, and that information will be sent out to the contacts in the system. But you can also attach files as well if you have any like PDFs or stuff or pictures and everything. Just keep in mind that you want to warm up your domain before you start doing that, because it's just going to, you want to have a good relationship with the domain providers. Your entire domain has a credibility score, and you want to make sure that's high. And we can't prevent you from, if you send out a bunch of spam emails and your email gets spammed, that's not our fault, it's your fault. Just throwing it out there. So this is how you can do a what we would call a broadcast message. And then you also have what we call as workflow campaigns, where you want to have a newsletter that sends out automations. Go here to a lead newsletter. So I had a client of mine the other day asked, like, well, what if I wanted to have a campaign where I can send out emails to like 1,000 people? And then the people, if they respond positively, they get pulled from that email and pulled from that workflow campaign and added to a new campaign. Or there was something that triggered them to be pulled from that campaign to another campaign. Very easy to do in here. So, but let's just say I wanted to send out let me go to the lead newsletter because I think that's the important one. Well, we'll walk through building a workflow really quickly because it's pretty easy. So to build a workflow, think of a workflow as a if and then statement. If you do this, then this will happen. So if you wanted to dump leads into a workflow campaign, and I need to probably rephrase this. If you want to be able to send out multi-level marketing email campaign, text message campaigns where there's a time frame in between every email, where it's like one email gets sent and then 7 days go by and then another email gets sent and then 7 days go by and then another email gets sent. But oh wait, someone responded within that second and third week, then we can have it that way where the contact room gets removed or stops being responded to and notification pops up. So let's do email. Go back here because the trigger would not be here. So we're going to do email events. Send email. And then we can select from our existing emails that we've already built out. Here's where the newsletters, I already have like all this stuff. So we have an email added to the workflow campaign. Then we can click on an action, see where it says internal, the wait. Here's a wait, time delay. Maybe you want it for 7 days or 6 days or however long you want it. This is where it gets really cool. But maybe you also want like an SMS, a text message to get sent out. This because 4 bits. And you can then add people into that system there. I'm just going to do one more so you can get an idea of what I'm about to do. And And let's just do lead newsletter again. So now what happens is when I add a group of people into this workflow, they will get sent an email, a text message. Then the system's going to wait 7 days, or excuse me, 6 days. And then an email will then send afterwards. And we can go as long as we want to, 30 days, 60, 90, whatever the case is. And then in the settings is where we can allow reentry, stop on response, more opportunities, which is something where you can generate more opportunities from the same workflow. Once again, that's based off of your business. Not everything applies here. So how this all works from a workflow automation analytical standpoint. Because probably wondering, well, all right, I want to send out, email marketing, and I want to be able to do this pretty easily. What would I do to send out a workflow campaign? Well, if you have built out the automation already, or you came to us and been like, can I get this automation out? We build out the basic automations to your industry. I have an idea of what most automations are for most industries, which are built out in our one-click campaigns. Or if there's something more advanced, then we can go and do it that way. So here's a smart list. It has different tags and fields on it. And let's just say you're like, I want to dump this entire list into a workflow campaign. We'd click on the little checkpoint here, click select all, and then go to the trigger automation. So now what happens is we can click on the workflow, and then we can do like landscapers or home newsletters or home service newsletter, which is another landscaping workflow. All I got to do is then highlight that, click send all at once, or I can send at a scheduled time, and it'll go and launch the workflow that way. And that's how you go about launching a workflow campaign into the system. You can also do it through the contact section. So maybe you're just like, well, what if I wanted to upload a bunch of leads and just have them dumped into a workflow that way? So we just click here, upload the file. All the things are separated. Everything looks good. And then we can create a smart list with all the information, add the imported contacts to the workflow, and then that newsletter will fire as well too. So, if you want behavior-based automations, that's where workflow will come in. And then we essentially built out broadcast campaigns, workflow campaigns for your business, as well as one-click workflow campaign, and make everything simple. And then looking at it from an analytical standpoint, because I know some of you guys like to be able to, we go to the campaigns, go to workflow campaigns, we can then see the difference. Actually, here. So you can get an idea of everything here. And we can get campaigns, look at workflow campaigns. We can look at view statistics here. And this is where you're going to want to go to see all the different campaigns. And we've been marketing home services, got about 6.4%. So we're trying to up that a little bit. Unsubscribe rate looks good. We've got 0.01% spam complaints. So it's like too bad, in my opinion, the idea. And this is where you can do a lot of your targeting. You can see like, okay, well, these people clicked it. They're somewhat interested. Kind of what 20 clicks. Let's go to this numbers. So about 287 people clicked. So I can take this list, see who opened it and clicked, and then move to get my sales team, call these people and see if they're actually interested in being part of Ozlon, just like how you guys are. So there's so much method to the madness as far as like building out your business, tracking results. This is really what improves the results and the deliverability. And then this is where everything becomes powerful. Automation replaces human forgetfulness. A workflow always starts with a trigger, and triggers can be based off of forms submitted, tags added, automation, pipeline stages changed, appointments booked. Once triggers happen, actions happen automatically as well. So I'm also going to showcase the Calendly or Bookly integration. And it's not Calendly or Bookly. I'm just saying like that feature is natively built in to the platform. So the calendar section is just a Calendly. We can deploy your Calendly system. Let me go to funnels and then calendar consultation. All right. So in the booking consultation, you want to book an appointment. If you're a part of the basic plan, you wanted to book an appointment. This is where you can get stuff built out. But you can have your calendar system integrated into the system as well. You can then take appointments where you can have your payment provider booked into the system, capture certain information, have booking payments, and then schedule a meeting, and all that will be captured. Then you can have an automation set up, which we build out for all of our businesses who need calendars automations, where we integrate your Google Meets or Microsoft Teams integrations, and you can essentially generate appointments, which will then auto send an email with the booking link to your contacts. And we do it for 30 minutes out and then a meeting now. And what that really does is it improves the show up rates for our meetings when someone books. So that's how you can do it as well. We can service any type of booking system, whether it be an appointment booking system for vets or doctors, or maybe you're a barber shop and need booking for that, or maybe you're just an online consultant, book prep. We do all those things. It's very simple. Easy. With all the automations as well built out, and then you would be able to have that set up. These things are all possible through Ozlon building these things up for you. Just have to ask and we're able to do that. And really the whole idea about that is being able to go into the system, go to calendars here, and then you could create your own personal calendar. And normally when you create a calendar, when we create your account, it auto creates a personal calendar for you. But you can create the calendar name, select the team member, which you would already have an account. So all you have to do is associate your name with that account, and then you'd be able to put that information in there as well. So you click confirm. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Test. Hold on. That's where to close. So then let's go to editing the calendar. You can add a calendar logo, calendar name, description, custom URL if you wanted to change that. Then whenever a meeting gets booked, it can autofill the name of the contact so you know who it is. You can associate staff meeting location with your meet, like maybe you want your personalized one as a Google Meet or Zoom. You can integrate them as well. And then you can have your phone number or Microsoft Teams. So multiple ways to do it. Then you can also do reoccurring meetings if you want to. You could update when you want to actually be available. So you click here, edit the schedule, and that's where you'd be able to do that. I normally up all the time, so it doesn't really matter to me. In your calendars where conversations can, easily become appointments. You can easily set availability, add confirmation emails with automations, add reminder texts. If someone books and doesn't show up, that's really just the system. That's a system issue that he wasn't followed up with. So that's why this is what makes your business super powerful. Immediate confirmation, 24-hour reminder, 1-hour reminder. This increases the show up rate significantly. And once someone books, the pipeline should update automatically. Again, everything connects. Then finally, it's the all-in-one conversation box. This is where email, SMS, Facebook, all in one place. Your AI, whenever someone submits a review, you can see that as well. You can respond to anybody in here. You can have conversations very easily. You can assign conversations to people. You can leave internal notes. I communicate with all of my clients are here. Look at my contact details if there's anything. I can see what the activity was. Any associations, if I have anyone, if there's any tasks associated with this person. If I wanted to toggle between SMS or WhatsApp or email, this person only has their email address their phone number in, so I can only communicate with them via text. You can do that. But the goal is simple. No messages are unanswered. Speed increases conversions. Slow responses kills momentum. You're using this like your command center. This is where all of your business and all of your conversations should be housed. And if you're doing marketing campaigns and stuff like that, you can then have it sent out to a external, account if you want to, or you can do all of your marketing in here. So that really sums up the main components of the system. Now you have a full idea of what it means to be an Ozlon customer. You should have your website built out, launched at this point in time. All your automation should be customized based off of your strategy call. You should have all the tools necessary. This course is basically to provide you guys with all of the what ifs or the how to's or walkthrough of the system. It allows us to provide you with just a little bit more clarity into how to utilize the system. Now, the last thing I wanted to go over is the settings, because I felt like in order to really bring this all together is starting out by the process, the flow. This process is important. Talked about traffic. We've talked about the website form. So when you send people to this website, there's going to be lead generation tools. So you have that web chat, voice AI, pop-ups with forms in there. Then you have the actual form. Click the call, which will automatically, you can have any phone number, your phone number, where if they click on it, it will call the person. Then that lead is immediately baked into your business infrastructure, your own CRM. This is your data that you control. You can do whatever you want. It's up to you. Then you nurture that person, put them in the pipeline stages. You're able to then figure out where your money is and how to convert those leads using a lot of the different automations with your pipelines, which we built out for you. Then if you're reaching out to them because your business is more about booking appointments, we have that feature in there too, where we can set it up, whether it be on your app, whether it be on your desktop, phone. You're able to easily book appointments on the fly. Someone comes onto your page, wants to go onto your website, book an appointment. It's very seamless. And then we could have it auto routed to the appropriate people seamlessly. Then at the end of the day, all you're focused on doing is closing and following up and getting more leads and more reviews. And that's where your reputation management comes into play, which I will ask, hey, if you guys haven't already, make sure you go. And if you think this is an amazing experience, please 100% provide us with an amazing review. We'd love it. We've got 5-star reviews so far across the board, and we're going to continue to. But here's where you can send out review requests. We have built out the templates for you for email, SMS, and WhatsApp. But essentially, you can link your Google My Business profile, and then we can go to syncing based off the contact that came into your business easily in there. Yeah, I asked because it's been marked this, but let's do it here. He doesn't have a phone number in. But if he had a phone number in, it would work. You do another one. Let me see. Yeah. And that's where it could link as SMS as well. So you can either do SMS or you can do email. I don't found anyone yet that has. So I have both email and SMS for them, and I could be like, hey, I want, if you could review me, that would be great. And then when you integrate your Google My Business account, which we help optimize, especially if you're in the pro scale. If you're in the pro scale package, we optimize your Google My Business so that you can get and generate more customers. The visibility is key in making sure that you have the right tags and keywords in place. And then we can get people to, anytime you go through your systems, it's an automatic, hey, you had a great time, send us a Google My Business review. It's very seamless how to automatically do that. So once you have that system in play, you'll be able to generate more Google My Business reviews, which then bumps up your Google My Business page on Google. Google likes to see more Google My Business reviews, and you get more business that way. But you can then send out review requests, and it will automatically send out reviews to your system. Now we have a 5-star review funnel where we create a form which has custom values into it, and we use that as the review link, and it's linked to your domain name. It'll just be like yourbusinessname.review.com or something. And essentially they click on that. If they click 5 stars, it will then go to the Google My Business page for them to actually submit a review. If they click 4 stars, it will then, or 4 stars or below, it will then be an internal review, which you can then review and then remediate instead of it being published on your main site. So we can do that, build that out. That is a custom request. We don't do that for anyone. We do that and not anyone, but we don't do that just because some people don't necessarily want it. It really just depends on that. And then if you're on our pro scale customers, we have AI response review bots. So if anyone submits a review, automatically within 10 to 12 minutes, a review will be updated and responded to. These are all integrated and built into the system, and responded to via Google, which makes responsiveness is key here. It's key. And then you have the ability to request video testimonies as well, and then populate those on the website. So we can do that. Google My Business and really any type of reviews we can add now onto the platform based off of the review platform we're in. There's so many Yellow Pages, Yelp, everything. So we can basically sync all of that into the platform and make it a seamless integration into your business. So that's the reputation management. So we talked about, moving back to the process. Traffic being sent, website capturing information, CRM collecting the lead, pipeline, building out the system, automation, making your life easier, calendar booking to save time on your availability because it's already out there. Now all you have to do is click a couple buttons to book, closing the customer and the follow-up. And this is probably the last part that we'll talk about now. You have to be integrated with Stripe or a payment provider. Let me go to the providers here. So the main one is Stripe. You can do PayPal, authorized on that, MI, and then there's manual payment methods like cash on delivery, which can be connected, Square, Aiden. There's a lot more as well, depending on what's there. They continue to add more all the time. So once that's done, you then have the ability to go into payments, submit invoices. You can then also have contracts which have baked in all of your payments, and then you can go to the product section, which this is where I would look at it as, if you're someone who sends invoices, you would need to know what your product is. You can come here and maybe you're a plumber and it's like a 197 plumbing product that, maybe it's, you want to fix the toilet. Then you just essentially add your price down here. It's one term, it's 197, and that's going to sync to your Stripe account. And then in your invoice, all you do is toggle the product to the invoice, send it your way, and boom. And it's very easy to do that now once you created the product inside of the Ozlon platform into when you're like on the go. Maybe you met the client, you're like, all right, just give me your information real quickly, and then I'll send you the invoice. That invoice then provides them with a payment link for them to go in, fill out their payment information, and they will purchase it from there. And I have an e-commerce store. If you guys are interested in branded custom products for your business, this is where we are the one-stop shop for marketing products. If you need any sort of custom stainless steel tumblers, custom logo tote bags, customizable business cards, different types of hats. We just had one of our biggest orders for sports tech custom polos like the ones I'm wearing. And then these are the custom fitted polo hats. They're really cool, vibey for sure. And you can easily get them on the store, or you can talk to me, through Gateway, and we'll get those built out for you as well too. But we can also build out an e-commerce store if you are a part of the Pro Scale plan that we provide you with that capability, and we'll build it out for you. So that really walks through the majority of the platform. I think what we just need to talk about next is integrations, and then we can wrap it. A couple things. We're going to just walk through settings. So business profile. This is where you can upload your logo, business logo here, and then you can also have an icon, email address. It doesn't matter, you'll be able to find me. Business name, business email. You can have a branded domain. So when you send out contracts, it'll be your business, or like maybe it's contracts.yourbusiness.com, or maybe you want it to be link.yourbusiness.com. It could be whatever, but that's when you're sending out invoices, that will be considered the proxy link that gets sent out. So it's like your marketing link. And you can fill out the information based off of what's readily available that you know. Then you have your profile. This is just basic profile information. I'm not going to get too much into that. Keep things very safe. You can sign out everywhere. Integrate your Google Calendar so there's no conflicts. Add additional calendar settings, view appointments here. You can create your schedules and time frames here. And this is where this syncs into any of your calendar systems. So editing your calendar editing your schedule here will then populate into all the calendars. So it will only provide the time frame based off of what's available on your activity here. And then, being an Ozlon client, now that we're a very small company, we don't necessarily force you to put billing. So don't worry about this section. It'll only be when we're operating with more higher volume clients that need email marketing. They will be the only ones that we're going to be asking to put that information in there. Let's see what else is going to be important. Integrations tab. So integrations is where you'll be able to integrate your Google, Facebook, social media, TikTok leads. You can integrate payments information in there. You can integrate Google Ads, Google Business Profile, and things of that nature. Your project management system and Google Contacts, your project Airtable if you use that as well too. So feel free to work and walk through that, and that will make and if you've been through the launch call, which I'm pretty sure you've had because that's the only I've gotten through this course, then we will have asked you to log in and and sync your Google account and your Google My Business into your platform already, because then that allows us to be able to create a dashboard for you, which you can then see like your website visits. If you're part of ProScale, we build out Google Analytics to integrate all of this stuff so you can visibly see it from platform users, new recurring and stuff like that. That is really the big rundown of platform. You know what? I totally forgot about the last thing. I'll talk about the social planner, and then that's it. So social planner, you can integrate multiple different social media platforms, Google My Business page, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, Blue Sky is another platform, and then communities, which we're not going to talk about that. Communities is its native it's a school native feature that they've integrated. Book a strategy call if you're interested in learning more about that. But you can integrate your social media accounts and then post directly from this platform as well too. So we have it where if someone posts a review at our Google My Business, then it'll auto pull that Google My Business review and post in our channels. So there's many ways we can launch and scale your company and build things out so that things are seamless. And then you can schedule out content for years if you wanted to. Schedule a post, create a post. You can come in here, click which social media platforms you want. Maybe you want to customize each post differently based on what it is. You can do it as well too. Bring it back, type the post in there. Add an image, you can create image using AI and be able to schedule out posts on the fly very easily. Then you can click this drop down button and schedule the post up from there, or schedule out recurring posts. Or if you have like an admin where you need to send it for approval and you have a VA or a person working here to schedule out posts, you can do that as well or add it to a queue. There's multiple ways to do this. In Google My Business, you can have call to actions where it goes to certain places, URLs that you want to have this there as well too. This is the power of the Ozlon platform, where you can do literally just about anything you want in here and then some, as long as you lean on us. I want to reiterate that there are so many different things here that make Ozlon the number one business platform, the number one business launch scalability platform on the planet. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys get on a launch call. If you need help, book a strategy call as well. If you're a ProScale client or if you're a starter client as well. If you're a basic client, feel free to hop on the consultation. We're willing to help you as well too through there. Obviously your business is probably more different than more complex businesses, but we want to make sure that we help everybody out every step of the way. So whether you're the basic plan versus the ProScale plan, reach out to us and we will find a solution for you.